garlic, spinach, red lentil curry made. That is superb. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Rick. Today we're doing a garlic, spinach, red lentil curry. Now everybody films making meat curries and my next curry will be a meat curry, but today we're going to make garlic, spinach, red lentil curry. It's fairly simple to make. In fact, it's very simple to make with a few ingredients. So let's show you how to do it. Come on. Okay, I've got a few ingredients in front of us. I've washed and rinsed the dal. The dal is uncooked. Everybody tries to pre-cook dal and everything for curries and everything else like that. They don't work in a takeaway. They're not working in a restaurant. They don't need to pre-cook dal. Dal takes about 10 minutes to cook only. Not a problem. And it's soft enough with texture. Perfect in curries. It's not worth pre-cooking the dal. If you're making a dal curry or anything with dal in, you just chuck it in. It's a misconception. Everybody thinks they've got to pre-cook everything, but you know they're cooking at home. Now I've got spinach, I've got chopped coriander, I've got chilies, I've got garlic and onion, I've got spices, I've got tomato and everything. So we're just going to crack on and we're going to make it and talk at the same time. It's a straightforward, nice and easy curry. So we'll just put some of this stuff to one side. We don't need it for now. But what we have to do, we have to prep a few ingredients. And what we're going to do is slice through the tomato. Just slice through that tomato. And we're going to go for a couple of halves actually. Now, the tomato is going to be dry fried. We're going to dry fry the tomato. Now, for this recipe, it is garlic and spinach. But we are going to add some onion, even though we're using onion paste. We actually need just a little bit of texture in this. Now, it's not too complicated to do this at all. We want some small dices of onion. It's as simple as that. Just chuck it to one side. So that's our onion. We've got some tomato we're going to dry fry and we're going to cook the onion in the curry. Now it's garlic and spinach, so we want 2 lots of garlic. We want some garlic to go in, which is just going to be minced, not a problem. So we'll just mince over a couple of garlic. So nice and easy, we're just going to mince this over. Now it doesn't have to be too small, we want bits of garlic in there. Don't worry about putting anything in separate, squidge it up there with that onion. That's going in together. Now we need to take some garlic, we're going to fine slice it. This is for our tarka on the top. So just fine slice your garlic. Okay, so we've got some lovely thin sliced garlic there. Okay, you can see it's all lovely thin sliced. Now that is for our tarka. So that is going to be put separate. We've got a little bit of chilli on there. Look, we're going to put that on there with that chilli, because all this is going in together. We've got a couple of chilies. Now, chilli is optional. It's entirely up to you what you want, but we want a little bit of chilli in here. You don't have to go bananas. That'll do. So let's just shove all this to one side and get a pan on. Flame on. Heat up your pan and we're going to dry fry the tomatoes. We want a bit of smokiness on the tomatoes and they go a bit sweeter by dry frying them. Now the tomatoes are not staying in there, they're coming out. Okay, let's give these a turn in, see what we're getting. Just starting, look. So we'll just give them a little minute on that side, but we'll turn them back. We want that bit of browning on there, and that is going to help sweeten those tomatoes. But you're going to have that smoky flavour, absolutely fantastic. You know, folk miss this little trick out, you know, and they shouldn't do really. So let's have that turn back. And we'll take a little bowl. So we got some lovely little tomatoes with a little bit of colour on there to one side. Now I'm just going to give this a quick wipe because you can see the tomatoes have left a stain on there. We don't want that. So we got the pan on. The pan's warming through. It's not cold. You know, we've just been cooking the tomatoes in there. What we need to do is go in there with some ghee. Now don't be frightened about putting this in. A good couple of tablespoons of ghee. Flame is about that high. And then once we got it warmed through, in with some cumin seeds. A little whiz. Let's flavour up that butter in there. Now we don't want to burn the heck out of these, we just want a little bit of flavouring on there. And then we're going in there with a tablespoon of garlic and ginger. Now it's the usual, try and cook out some of that rawness in there. So try and cook out the rawness from that garlic and ginger. Now because we're making this a veggie type curry, we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to chuck that onion and garlic in here as well. Now for all you folks that are watching that just watch the video and off you go, which there are hundreds of you, if you wouldn't mind giving a like and a comment. If you don't want to comment, just give the old thumbs up or something like that. Help out the channel. I'm going in there with that garlic, those onions and that chilli. And we are just going to give that a little cooking in there as well. So that's all going to loosen up in there. It's going to go slightly translucent. It's not going to go completely translucent, and we don't want that. Now I cook this a little bit more unusual to how I would normally cook my curries. We're still going to bloom the spices in there, but they're not going to bloom in the oil alone. Don't bloom in there with that. I'm going to pull it to one side and let the oil go to one side and put the spices in. So I don't know if you can see in there through that camera, but the onions are starting to go translucent. Okay, there's still quite a little bit of solid in the middle, but the edges are translucent. We're now going to pull that to one side. Just pull it to one side, and we're going to cook in that flavoured ghee. Now they're not going to burn, don't panic about it, and we're going in there with our spices. So we're just going to bloom that in that bit of butter at that side for just a little minute, just to get it going, and then we're going to mix it all. So we got that bloomed out in there, look. Just stir that all through and let's have it cooked together. And then we're going to go in with some onion paste. So we are going in there with the usual amount of onion paste. we're going to give it a work in. We've not gone in with any water at the moment, it's not required. We have enough butter in there, and the chilies and the onion, the garlic are already releasing their fluid, so it is wet enough. Right, what we need to do now is go in with some tomato puree. Now there's about 4 tablespoons here actually. Give it a little stir. Let's bring that in there. Oh, that smells fabulous. So we'll just cook out a little bit of that tomato paste in there, that tomato puree, and then we're going to go in with some water and we're going to chuck our dal in. Don't get much easier than this really. Right, we want to go in there. I've got a bunch of dal here actually, I've probably got too much, so what I'll do is I'll go in with about 4 cups of water. That's 2, that's 3, and we'll call that 4. Now, just bring this back up to temperature a minute. The thing is, with this dish, the dal is going to absorb that. You might have to add a little bit more water. But don't forget, your spinach will release water. And all we're going to do is chuck that in there. Give it a stir in. Now it's a gentle cook on this, okay? The flame's not too high. We want that dal to cook in there. It's going to absorb quite a lot of that fluid. 10 minutes. About 10 minutes, and then we're going to chuck the spinach in. So what you can do for this, put a lid on. If it starts, it's not going to splash anywhere. Okay, and it's going to help cook that down. What you have to do though, you have to make sure you keep coming in and you keep giving it a stir. Because until that dal has actually started to take on that fluid, it's going to sink to the bottom. So just make sure you give it a stir. Okay, so like we say, just keep coming in there. Give it a little stir over. You can see it's already dropping to the bottom. That looks fabulous. Lid back on. Keep doing it. A little stir. Make sure the flame's not too high. We're cooking out that dal about 10 minutes. We're going to chuck in the spinach for 5 minutes, so the dal's going to have about 15 minutes. It'll be perfectly cooked. Okay, so that's been about 10 minutes. Look. Whew. That. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So about 10 minutes only. And you've got that lovely lush dal in there. Okay, what we're going to do, we are adding our spinach. There's about 400 grams of spinach here actually. So let's give that a little mix in there. Now don't worry if it looks too thick, there's going to be fluid come out of this. And if it's still too dry, we're going to add a little bit of water. So just stir it in. You just think how healthy this curry is, and especially for the winter months. What a filler. Okay, there is our spinach and dal, and here is our coriander. In it goes, stir it in. I mean, that is absolutely fantastic to mop up with a roti. Oh, look at that. So we are going in there with not much water. I don't want much in. You know, it's a thick curry. but we want enough fluid to enjoy, you know. So let's just have that cooked a little bit longer in there with the lid on. Now you don't have to, and this is optional, but a nice little pinch of garam masala. A nice little stirring through. I would say that that is perfect. Flame off. This goes to one side, we make our taka. Now again, a good dollop of ghee. A good tablespoon and a half if you like. Somewhere around about there. Even go 2 tablespoons, it doesn't matter. Make sure your flame's not too high. We don't want it high, we do not want to burn our garlic. In with the garlic. A light browning. And I nearly forgot the dry chilies. So let's have a couple of good ones out of there. Okay, we're sizzling in there, look. Dry chilies. Just going to do that. We are just going to cut some dry chili into there. Okay. Okay, not too much flame. Just starting to brown in with some chili powder. Nice little whiz in there. Right, flame off. Job done. Let's have that off there. We don't want that to keep cooking. Got a nice little bit of cooking on that garlic. We don't need any more. One side, let's serve it up. Just look at that, that is amazing. Garlic, spinach, red lentil curry made. That is superb. All we got to do now is give it a taste test. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's steaming. Oh, that's hot. Wow, that is really tasty. It's actually not overpowering, to be quite fair. It's a quite pleasant, sort of a woody type flavour, if you like. Obviously that's from the dal. Now if you're vegetarian or anything like that, this is a fantastic alternative. And obviously winter, perfect winter warmer. That is really good. Really pleasant spice. Nice woody flavour. Garlic. Bit of chilli. Spinach all the way through there, obviously. A little bit of coriander. That is garlic. Don't know what it is. That is garlic spinach red lentil curry made. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, smash that like and subscribe, share with your friends. All that kind of stuff. Catch you in the next video.